So, we already guys talked about some of the muscles that you have in head, neck, and chest. Do you remember them? Do you want to review or not? You're fine.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should.
Okay, now you show me. Guys, where's frontalis?
On the front of
Somebody shows.
14.
Orbicularis ocula.
Number 10.
around the eye.
Zygomaticus.
17.
These two. T.
And,
right?
oh yes,
Okay. And orbicularis oris.
20. Which is around
Number
about.
20. That's correct. Guys, remember that don't memorize the numbers, okay? Because I'm going to cover them for the test. So that's not a good idea to memorize the numbers. Remember the locations. Okay. Orbicularis oris we mentioned. Where's temporalis?
On the temporal bone, above the ear.
All right. Masseter is which one?
And the
Number what? 20.
under the
one?
Number 23 here is masseter. Right. So the muscles in neck. Which one is sternocleidomastoid?
the big one that connects
Where is the sternohyoid?
under the
This is the sternohyoid, right? And in the chest, where's pectoralis major? Pectoralis minor.
What number?
Good. Then serratus anterior. This one here. This is serratus anterior. It says number 19 on it.
Oh, okay.
And also, what do we have here? External and internal intercostal. Important. Which one is external? Which one is internal?
External is the top. This one?
This one is which one?
External.
External. How do you know that, sorry?
It overlaps the internal.
Exactly. It's superficial to the internal, so this is the internal. All right. So no problem so far, huh? Nope. Okay. Let's start talking about the shoulder and back. Let's talk about the muscles that you have in shoulder and back. The first one is called trapezius. Guys, trapezius is this large triangular muscle that you have here all the way. It says number on this model, it says number 1 on it. Also make sure that you can find it on the other models and also on the torso. On the torso you have this muscle trapezius. Make sure that you can find it. So here, as you can see in your handout, the origin is vertebral column, the insertion is clavicle and scapula. The other muscle here, guys, is this round muscle here that we call it deltoid. This is the deltoid muscle, is this muscle here. The other one is called the splenius capitis here, guys. So you by yourself will study the origin, insertion, and principal action, right? We just go over the muscles here. This is a splenius capitis. On this model is number 29. This one here, splenius capitis. Splenius capitis here. Okay. This muscle here is called rhomboid major, number 4 here. Rhomboid major. This is rhomboid major. And then also on the top of it you have rhomboid minor. This is rhomboid minor. I will turn it for you. Rhomboid minor.
on the top of it.
On the top of it. Number 5 here.
Okay.
Rhomboid minor. So rhomboid major, rhomboid minor.
So
This is minor. Minor is on the top. Then you have a muscle here which is called supraspinatus. Guys, supraspinatus is located just superior to the scapula. This is a part of your scapula, right? That you can see here in white. On the top of the scapula, this muscle which says number 2 on it is supraspinatus or supraspinatus, whatever you like to pronounce it. Supraspinatus or spinatus is this one here, number 2. Guys, look at this side of the muscle man. You can see that this muscle that we call it supraspinatus is covered by the trapezius here. On the other side, when you remove the trapezius, you can see this muscle which is called supraspinatus. Infraspinatus, guys, is located here. It says number 10 on it. This is infraspinatus. This muscle here, infraspinatus, is this one. Remember that here you have three muscles in order. On the top you have infraspinatus, then here you have tres minor, and this is tres major. So guys, please add tres minor to the table you have. You have tres majors just under it, you please add tres minor. So look here, in order you have three muscles. On the top you have who? I will show you. Infraspinatus. In the middle, the small one here is who? Tres minor. The other one here is tres major. Again, look here. This is infraspinatus. In the middle here you have tres minor, and this is tres major. Tres major, tres minor. I don't see it, I just feel it.
Yep, that's it.
Infraspinatus. Number 10. The next muscle, guys, is called subscapularis. Remember that you cannot see subscapularis on this model, but you need to look at the arm model that we have here. Here you have a muscle, a triangular muscle here, which has number 1 on it. This is subscapularis. So subscapularis is here. Number 1. Okay, this is subscapularis. And finally, for the back and shoulder, this large muscle all the way, number 2, is latissimus dorsi. The big muscle that you can see here is latissimus dorsi. This is latissimus dorsi, number 2. Alright, so these are the muscles of shoulder and back. Again, I show you, you give me the name. This one, the big triangular is who? Trapezius. This is deltoid. This is splenius capitis. This is
rhomboid major.
major. This is
Rhomboid minor.
rhomboid minor. This is spinatus. Where is infraspinatus? Is here, number 10. Infraspinatus. Just below the infraspinatus here you have the tres minor. This is the tres major. Where is subscapularis? Is here. Number 1 here is subscapularis. Where is latissimus dorsi? Back. The big one here on the back is latissimus dorsi. Any problem? The muscles of the abdomen are these major muscles that you have in the abdomen. At first, here, number 26, is just next to the serratus anterior, right? But don't mix it with serratus anterior. This is a different muscle that we call it external oblique. This is the external oblique. On this model is number 26, external oblique. The other one, which is located deep to the external oblique, it means that if you remove the external oblique, here you can see the internal oblique. Number 29 here
29.
on this model is 29. And also look at the direction of the muscle that you have here. They have the same direction. So this is the external oblique, this is the internal oblique. The other one is called transverse abdominis. To see the transverse abdominis, you need to remove the abdominal wall here on the model and look inside. So look. This one here, can you see the transverse fibers here? This is transverse abdominis. All the way. This is transverse abdominis.
All the way across.
All the way across it, you have the transverse abdominis. And finally, the big one here, number 20. Here you have the tendon of it. Here you have the muscle itself. Number 28 here, all the way is rectus abdominis. Here on this side you have the ligament which covers it. But here you have the actual muscle. This muscle all the way is called rectus abdominis. Rectus means what? something which is straight. Abdominis, because it's located in the abdomen. Transverse, abdominis, huh? These are called obliques because look at the muscle fibers, the direction of the muscle fibers, they are oblique. So external oblique because it's superficial to the internal oblique. So these are the muscle of the abdomen. The function is easy. The function of all of these muscle is increasing the pressure inside the abdominal cavity. When you contract these muscles, the pressure inside the abdominal cavity increases, right? So the function for all of this is increasing the pressure of the abdominal cavity. So look, again, these are the muscles that you have. This is the external oblique. This is the internal oblique, right? External oblique, internal oblique. This is the rectus abdominis, and this is the
Transverse.
transverse abdominis.
On the
Any
other
problem?
side, which one's on top? Is it tendon?
Which one?
Tendon? This is on top of that.
Yeah.
This is the tendon of it, which covers it. But here you can see the actual muscle, which is the rectus abdominis. All right. Let's talk a little bit about your upper arm, huh? Your arm. So, your arm consists of two groups of the muscle. The muscle which makes the anterior part of your arm and the muscle which makes the posterior part of your arm. The muscle which makes the anterior part of your arm here, this one, is called biceps brachii. Brachii means related to the arm. Biceps means what? It has two parts, right? Look, that's why we call it biceps. Biceps, it means that it has two branches, actually, two parts, right? So, guys, in the test, remember that mentioned that this is biceps brachii. The reason is that in the thigh, you also have another muscle which is called biceps. So if you don't mention that this is the biceps brachii, you will lose the point because we have another one which is called biceps femoris in the thigh, right? So make sure that you mention that this is biceps brachii, the muscle that you have at the anterior part of your arm. This muscle is responsible for the flexion of your forearm. That's why in the athlete, people in the sportman, it's very bulge one, not like mine. It's very very heavy, right? It's responsible for the flexion of your forearm, right? Beneath the biceps brachii, you have another muscle here. Can you see this one? This is called brachialis. Brachialis has the same function. It helps biceps femoris, right? So this is brachialis. At the posterior part of your arm, you have the muscle which is called triceps. Guys, you are not responsible to know the names of the triceps, the three parts of the triceps. We call it triceps because it has three parts, the three heads. But you are not responsible for the names. Just know that the whole muscle that you have here is called triceps. Triceps is a very powerful extensor of the forearm. So you can extend your forearm because of the muscle that you have at the posterior part here, and we call it triceps. So the muscles that you have in the arm, at the anterior part, you have which muscles? This is biceps femoris. Beneath it, this one is brachialis. At the posterior part, you have the triceps brachii. Triceps brachii is the triceps muscle that you have here. Are you tired or you're ready for the muscles of the forearm? You're tired. If you're tired, you will have a lot to do for the next session.
Yeah, just do it.
Let's go over it. If you have any problem again on Monday, we'll repeat it. Okay? So, guys, are you with me? This part is important. For the forearm, there is a rule which makes your life easier. All of the muscle of the forearm, which are located at the anterior part, are flexors. They flex what? Your wrist, right? So all of the muscles which are located anterior in your arm are wrist flexors, right? So remember that all of them are flexors. The rule is that all of the muscles which are located at the posterior part of your forearm are extensors. They extend your wrist, right? So this is the rule. Now stay with me. The first muscle that you have here in your forearm is this guy here. On this model, it has number 13. This one. This muscle is called brachioradialis. Brachioradialis is this muscle here, right? just next to the brachioradialis. Can you see this small muscle here? This is called pronator teres. This one, pronator teres. So brachioradialis, pronator teres. Right? Next to the pronator teres, you have this muscle, guys. You remember we said that the muscle that you have at the anterior are flexor or extensor? Means what? Flexor or extensor? Flexor, right? So now look, this muscle is located here, right? This muscle is located here. So you can see that it's very close to which bone here? Which forearm bone do you have here?
The radius.
Radius. God bless you. And it's flexor, right? So we call it flexor carpi radialis. This is flexor carpi radialis because it's a flexor and it's just next to the radius. Flexor carpi radialis. On the other side here, you have another flexor. We said that all muscles here are flexors, right? The other muscle, so flexor carpi radialis on this model has number 17 on it. The other muscle here, which says number 19, is called flexor carpi ulnaris. Why ulnaris?
It's connected to the ulnar.
It's just next to the ulnar, right? Number 19. Between these two, this one which has number 18 is called, I just forgot. Palmaris longus. This is called palmaris longus. So again, this is flexor carpi radialis, number 17. This is flexor carpi ulnaris, and this is palmaris longus. Palmaris because it goes to the
Palmar.
your palm, and longus because it's long. So this is flexor carpi radialis because it's the flexor of the wrist and it's just next to the radius. This is called flexor carpi ulnaris because it's the flexor and it's located just next to the ulnar. All right. So these are the muscles that you have at the anterior part. Again, this one is brachioradialis. This small one here is pronator teres. This one is flexor carpi radialis. This one is flexor carpi ulnaris. Between these two, you have palmaris longus, right? At the posterior part, look, just next to the flexor carpi ulnaris here, you have number 26 here, which is extensor carpi ulnaris, right? Because it's extensor. We said that all of the muscles at the posterior are extensor, right? And it's just next to the ulna, so we call it extensor carpi ulnaris, number 26. This one, extensor carpi ulnaris. Here you have what? Number 14 is extensor. Extensor what?
Carpi
God bless you. Extensor carpi radialis. Between these two, number 24, you have extensor digitrum. Extensor because it extends, digitrum, the digits, the fingers. So these are all of the muscles you need to know in the forearm. Again, this is brachioradialis, this is pronator teres, brachioradialis, pronator teres. This is flexor carpi radialis. This is flexor carpi ulnaris. Between these two, you have palmaris longus. At the posterior part, this is extensor carpi ulnaris. This is extensor carpi radialis. Between these two, you have extensor digitrum. So guys, again
The one in the middle, you say extensive what?
extensor digitrum because it extends your digits. So again, on Monday we will go over them, but for tonight, try to recognize them so it will be easier for Monday when we review. Any problem, question? No. So guys, just go over all of these muscles, label the pictures that you have in your lab manual, go over the muscles, try to learn it tonight because we'll have more and more, and finally you will have just one review session and you have the test. It can be a lot if you store it for the last day. Good luck.